Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot, and today we're just gonna do your daily vibe message. I hope you are all well. I miss you guys so much. I know it's been a couple of days, but I am here to give you your message. So before we get started, if you're looking for a personal session, you can book on my scheduler in the description box below. And if you like my content, I do hope that you like and subscribe to support the growth of my channel. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. So let's see what we have for you, Taurus. And you have Divine Guidance number 33. And I love how it's the star because it's like pointing you in the right direction, the North Star. And then you have the Crown, personal power. So, I mean, I think that this is going to be a powerful time for you, Taurus, in terms of stepping into your power, in terms of getting stuff done, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and get you a couple more. You have Foundations, Community, and you have Self-Expression and Strength, which is more of the same kind of personal power energy. So for some of you, I feel like there's like a spiritual community that you're involved in where you are receiving a lot of divine guidance. 33 for me is kind of like, you know, that that pivotal change year. So where you kind of shed the old and you are reborn anew. So I feel like there could be a community that is supporting this new path for yourself. Like you are, I feel like you are getting to a point where you're no longer giving your power over to the things that ail you, and you are, I feel like, just stepping into more strength to overcome these things and to pursue greater heights. Yeah, so let's just see what your tarot has for you. Judgment card again. Like there's a lot of like rising up energy, like you're not letting things get you down the way that you may have in the past. So Judgment, 7 of Pentacles. Oh, you got 2 for right here. King of Pentacles and 6 of Wands. And then you have the Hermit card. You have the 5 of Cups. You have the World card. The 9 of Cups. The Page of Pentacles. And the 5 of Wands with the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. But I love this underneath. That's the full. Okay, all right. We're going to take both of them. All right. So, Taurus, I'm actually kind of loving this energy a little bit. I do see the 5 of Cups like in the center of your reading. And I feel like what this is saying for you is like what was lost is being found. Or rediscovered, or something better is being discovered. I do get this sense that for some of you, you've been experiencing, because look, you have that Judgment card, so you've been experiencing a sort of like death and rebirth, like I was talking about with the number 33. And like I said, there does seem to be a community around you of people that are helping uplift you in this process. I do feel, and it's so, I love this, like I just got this deck. I love how the pentacles are sunflowers in this deck, you know, because sunflowers face the sun and turn their back to the darkness or the shadows, right? And that's kind of what I feel like you're doing, is like you're rising up to stand in the sun and to be like in your personal power. Like you're not allowing what's been ailing you or what's been dragging you down to continue to do that. I feel like you're kind of fighting for your life right now. Like you're fighting for your right to have a fulfilling life, to have peace and joy and happiness and serenity and success even. I feel like you are really standing your ground in terms of like these, like the wishes and hopes and dreams that you have, and you're rising up to the challenge, like you're rising up to claim these things for yourself, because I mean, you have that crown energy. I'm also getting the sense that you're no longer repressing versions of yourself that, you know, you don't allow everybody to see. I feel like you don't feel like you need to suppress your truth. You don't need to hide in plain sight. You don't need to try to appease other people. I feel like you're very much concerned with being like the most authentic version of yourself, and whoever is meant to go on that journey with you is going to go on that journey with you. And that's why I feel like this community card is very important for you at this time, because like you have a community of people who I feel are supportive of your most authentic version of yourself. If you have not found this community yet, I do feel like you will be in the near future, because I do feel like with that Judgment card, like you're overcoming whatever has been dragging you down. And I do also feel like divine guidance has been an important factor in this. Like you finally tuned in and listened to your intuition. And I also feel like, you know, you've made a choice in a direction, and even though you don't know what's in front of you, I do feel like you're doing it. And I feel like you are aiming for greater heights, even though you don't really, like, it's kind of like you don't really know for sure if it's the right thing or if it's the wrong thing. You're not really 100% sure, but I feel like you're going in that direction anyway, because in your soul or intuitively it feels like the right thing, but you don't know what's in front of you, but you're gonna do it anyway, is what I feel like. I feel like you've reached a point in your life where you are wholly and completely ready to invest in something, invest in yourself, even in a way that I feel like honestly you may not have invested in yourself in the past. Tauruses are definitely the type of individuals who do a lot of investing in other people. You know, we have a herd mindset, so we do like to uplift other people. We like to see other people doing well. And whenever, like I've talked about this before, like Tauruses, when we set our mind to something, like we're gonna make it happen. I mean, full stop, because I mean, we are the King of Pentacles, right? We're the Empress. And so like we're gonna make something happen and we're gonna see it to the end. But a lot of the times Tauruses do like to uplift other people. And in your last reading that I did, I feel there was a lot of energy around like coming back to yourself, kind of letting things unfold in other people's lives the way that it needs to unfold, and kind of giving it over to the universe, and you bringing your energy back to yourself, because there is a mission that you're on right now, and you're supposed to be putting your time and your attention and your effort and your determination into that, you know? And that's why you have the Seven of Pentacles here. I feel like for some of you, like you don't know exactly like what's to come of this, right? And so at this time, you're not 100% sure whether or not like this is a worthwhile investment for you, but I feel like you're going for this anyway. And with this King of Wands and the Six of Wands here, to me, I feel like, you know, this is going to be successful. What you're putting your energy into at this time is going to be successful with that Six of Wands. With the King of Wands there, this is paving your own way. This is marching to the beat of your own drum. It is definitely something different than you may have thought was the right fit for you, or maybe even a little bit different than you thought would, something different than you thought you would ever do. How do I put that? Yeah, I think that's the best way to put that, to be really honest with you. But for me, I feel like there was just like a vision that came to you. Now, it could have been in a dream, or it could have just been an intuitive one, deep in meditation. Like there was something that just came to you, or it was just like divine intervention. Like the lights came on for you and suddenly you realize like, this is where I am supposed to go. And it does have to do, I feel like, with the community. So, I mean, it can be a community with a new career or school, or like a spiritual community, like going to a new church, to recovery, even like something like that. You know, there's a lot of different things that it could be, and I feel like it's going to be different for everybody, but I tend to try to just read the energy of what's going on with you. And I do feel like there has been a major like shift and up leveling in your life in terms of like investing in something and claiming something for yourself that I feel like you didn't before, because of the fact that you were on the fence about it. You weren't sure what's in front of you. You weren't sure like if it was the right decision to make for yourself. I feel like you were sort of waiting for the divine guidance. Like you were waiting on spirit to say like, hey, wake up. This is what I want you to do. And, I feel like now you know, like you know, like this is what you need to do. It's really interesting because as I'm looking at the Seven of Pentacles, like for some of you, you could actually be deciding to like grow your own food, or like you're growing something, and perhaps it, like for some of you, like with this King of Wands, Six of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, like you could decide to start your own side business where you're like growing things like microgreens, for instance, or you know, you're gonna start growing flowers and selling them. So that's gonna be for somebody, but that's not gonna be for everybody, obviously. I feel like for the most part, this is just about like paving a new way, like stepping outside of the norm and doing something a little bit different for yourself, because I feel like you're finally reaching this point in your life where you are, you know, really aligned with your North Star, with your life mission. And, you know, we have many life missions, but this is a very important one for you at this time. And I do feel like it has a lot to do with a new community that you were entering. Like I said, if you were deciding to grow things, you could be getting involved in a farmer's market community. But I mean, there is like, or a spiritual community and that kind of thing, like drum circles and, you know, music festivals. Like maybe you want to start making like bracelets or, you know, just like that kind of thing, and just being involved in a community. I mean, the King of Wands and the Six of Wands, I mean, for me, it can even be like DJing, but, you know, I digress. But I also feel like you are building a strong foundation with that card, like in your life. So you have the Hermit card and the Five of Cups with the World card. I think that like with this Hermit card, this person does seem to be deep in meditation and really being guided like by the divine. And with the Five of Cups and the World card, it is helping to close out this chapter of any sort of self-doubt, any sort of I feel like just feelings of being down on yourself, to be honest with you. And I think that also it's, you know, feelings of focusing too much on like what might not work out and what was lost in the past and things like that. Like the World card, I feel like you are celebrating a new chapter in your life. That's why you have the Full card underneath the Queen of Swords. Like you're celebrating this new chapter in your life. No, you don't 100% know where you're going, okay? But I feel like you know that Spirit is guiding you to where you're supposed to go, and you're just kind of going with it, to be honest with you. With the Nine of Cups there, for me, I feel like wishes and hopes and dreams are starting to come true for you. I also feel like, you know, the Nine of Cups can be very, very fulfilling card, very, very indulgent, self-indulgent even at times kind of card. But with this Page of Pentacles here, I feel like you're seeing new developments in your life, and you're starting to really see, or you will start to see, you know, things fall in place for you. I just noticed the Dancer card, and I was thinking, like, I was just talking about like a community. So I mean, for some of you it could be like a dance community, or a community of people who express themselves through art even, because it says self-expression, that kind of thing. Like maybe you'd been on the fence about that and you weren't entirely sure if this was a path that you needed to go down. And for some of you, like it could be even art school or dance school, but you weren't entirely sure. But I do feel like with stepping into this personal power, like I feel like with the Five of Wands, like you're fighting for yourself. Like you're not giving up on yourself. You're not giving up on this path. You're not taking the back seat in your own life anymore. I do feel like you're starting to finally align yourself with the visions that you have for your future, and you are setting yourself free from anything that has been holding you back and hindering you from doing this. And I've been seeing this a lot for Taurus for like the last 6 months. I'm telling you, Taurus, you guys have been just really going through it in terms of like filtering out like how much you are leaning into fear and how much you are leaning into faith in yourself and belief in yourself and belief in the universe, and stepping into your own personal power. Because I feel like there were a lot of fears of the future and a lot of personal blockages and restrictions that I feel like were rooted in insecurities and self-doubt that were just being triggered for you, to be honest with you. I feel like there were a lot of things that were being triggered for you. And we did have that Uranus-Jupiter conjunction in Taurus. And I do feel like, that was kind of shaking these things up so that Taurus could grow, into their most authentic version of themselves. And now this past week we had the Mars-Uranus conjunction, and I feel like that is what was giving in Taurus. I feel like that's what was giving Taurus like the power. But for me, it's like it was a sudden kind of shift that has occurred within you. We definitely saw like what was happening like around the world, for instance, with that transit, but I won't go too much into that. I'm talking more about like the shakeup that occurred within Taurus, and how like that Mars energy, I don't know what I just said, that Mars energy really gave you that firepower to start getting stuff done, And yeah, I feel like last week was very frustrating because of like the energies and technological issues and things like that. But I feel like what Spirit wants you to take note of is like the determination and the power that really rose up in you, where you finally decided like, I'm gonna go for this. I'm not leaning into my self-doubts anymore. I'm not even gonna second guess myself anymore. Like, you're just gonna go for it, right? And I feel like you did. And I feel like you just have a lot of firepower in you right now, and you're gonna see things really starting to unfold for you. I feel like with the Page of Pentacles, obviously it can take time. Like, it's coming in small increments, but I feel like you're building the foundation, right? And what you need to do is just really lean into that. Like right now I'm building a foundation for something new in my life, and I feel like it's really setting you free with that Full card. It's setting you free from an old pattern, an old cycle in your life. Now I do want to get one more card for the Five of Wands. Look at that. You have the Ace of Wands. This is absolutely gorgeous for me. Like the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. This is absolutely gorgeous because, like I said, this is really giving me the energy of like, you're not going to give up on yourself. Like, you are really stepping into this personal power. You are inspired. You are determined. You are just, I feel just honestly like fierce. And look at this. You have the Tower card with the Emperor. That's the Uranus and Mars right there. And the Two of Swords here. And this Two of Swords specifically, she is blindfolded, but she's aiming anyway. And so like, she doesn't exactly see where it's going to go, but I feel like she trusts her own instincts. And that's what's happening for you. You trust your own instincts. You trust the fact that what you instinctually, intuitively know right now is leading you to this Ten of Pentacles in your life. And I feel like with this Emperor energy, you are, like I said, you're fierce, you're determined, you're in your boss energy, and I feel like you're just really not backing down. I feel like you're very, very, very inspired right now, and I feel like you have a lot that is going to be blossoming and blooming. But if you notice, I think it's like a bonsai, and so with bonsais, there's, TLC is required with bonsais, you really have to you have to just take a moment, like be with it, and like, you know, just I don't know how to put this, to be honest with you, just like kind of listen. Yeah, listen. You sort of have to listen to what, I guess, what intuitively you know needs to be done, what needs to be trimmed, what needs to be shaped, what needs to pivot, that kind of thing. But like right now you're really inspired, but as things progress for you, you're gonna need to take time to like tune in and really listen. But right now you have a lot of self-expression, a lot of freedom, a lot of being more authentically you, and just feeling more, like I said, more in alignment. Like this seems to be a really magical time for you right now, because it definitely looks like you're very spiritually led, and like it's kind of like spirit has given you the crown and has shown you how to step into your personal power. And before, I feel like you may have stepped into your personal power here and there, maybe not wholly, maybe not fully in certain areas of your life. But I feel like because there seems to be some sort of divine intervention right now, you're putting on that crown and you are more determined and more fiercely aligning, how do I put this, more fear, you're just more fierce, okay, you're just more fierce, but you're also more inspired. And you know how like sometimes we get like really inspired about things and then we don't do it. We don't do anything about it. Like we get really inspired, we may start and then we stop. That's not this energy. I feel like you're going to be getting really inspired in an area of your life, and you're going to go in that direction. You're going to do something about it, and I feel like you're going to pursue it fiercely. Whereas maybe in the past, like self-doubt would have kind of creeped in and that kind of thing. There's this whole spiritual experiencing that I feel like has been happening for Taurus lately, and I feel like, you know, for too long, you may have looked at like what didn't work out, and you allowed it to, you know, you allowed your self-doubt to keep you from certain things. But I feel like now there seems to be a higher perspective that you have stepped into or that you've seen. And because of that, I feel like you're closing out that chapter. And now you're more in the energy of like, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But either way, I'm going to try. You know, and that's what I feel like you're doing right now in your life. And I also feel like because you're doing that, because you're getting so inspired, because you're backing up your inspiration with action, with that Emperor card, I also feel like you're going to be rewarded for that. Like the universe sees that, and that's why, you know, you have the Six of Wands there. Like, you take this action, you take these steps, you move in this direction. You just, like, you don't give any energy whatsoever to the second guessing in your mind, and you just go for it. And I feel like you're gonna be rewarded. Another thing that I'm getting for you too is that I feel like for some of you, like, you try whatever you're trying to do in your life right now. I feel like you tried to do it in the past and it didn't work out. And I feel like a conversation that you've been having like in your head is, it may not have worked out in the past, but I'm a different person now. Like the way that I approach things, the way that I see things, like the way that I do things is different now. And so because of that, you know that you're going to be more successful because like you see yourself differently and you just are different. Like just period. You just are different. So let's get your closing oracle message, Taurus. So you have the 11th aura field. I had to cover these individuals up with stickers. Summoning forces and manipulating form. Summoning forces, summoning spiritual forces in order to make things happen for yourself in your life. Like spirit is on your side, your spirit team, your spirit guides, like And I even feel like, you know, the universe is just aligning for you. Like it's all in the right timing that these things are unfolding. Then you have the light element, every color a form of love. And so this is unity. That's what this means. This is unity. So for me, whatever, like the community around you, like you're unified in this approach in your life. Like you guys are coming together towards a common goal. Okay? Like you have support from people around you. And then you have the 5th chakra, communication and guidance. And so that I feel is, you know, you speaking your truth, you having the right conversations, you talking more nicely to yourself, and you just using your voice, Taurus. You're just using your voice. You're in your personal power. You're speaking your personal truth. You're aligning with your truth. You know, you're being the most authentic version of yourself. And I feel like not only that, you're letting people see it. Because I feel like you know that you're on a divine mission right now. And you are okay. You're more okay with expressing your fullest self than I feel like you've ever been. Like, you're just so unabashedly you, Taurus. And I feel like anybody who's not on board with that, you know, they can go somewhere else, because I feel like you've reached this point in your life where you're like, I know who I am, I know what I want, and I know what I you know, I just know myself. Okay? You just know yourself, right? That's where you're at. And if people don't like it, people don't support it, they're just not your people. And that's how I feel that you're looking at life right now. If things aren't working out for you, it's because you know that spirit is guiding you to something better. And I do feel like that's the energy that you embody right now, because you know that with that, I just looked over at that star card, and you know that you are being led on a path in your life. You don't know what's in front of you, but it doesn't matter anymore. Because I feel like you know you can trust yourself, and you know that you're a powerful person and you can make things happen. And not only that, you know that whatever doesn't work out, you're resilient AF. You know what I mean? Like you're going to get through anything that doesn't work out. And so I feel like you don't allow insecurities and self-doubt, or the words of other people, or the perceptions of other people, or the judgments of other people to hold you down anymore. I feel like and for me, I think that also, like, for some of you, you have people around you that have said things like, you know, this is a pipe dream. You know, it's just a pipe dream. And you're like, no, it's not. I know that this is something that I can do. And I do feel like there are people around you who don't believe in you. But I don't think that you let it get to you anymore. I think you just surround yourself with the right people, and that's what you do. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this helps, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.